Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my office. Well, today's video I'm going to talk about another area that I get asked quite a bit about, whether I'm teaching, whether I'm doing lectures, or whether I'm just walking down the street and somebody stops me to ask me this. What is it? What are my thoughts on photo contests? Now, if you're anything like me, you get way too many photo contests emailed to you or on your social media saying, join this contest, enter this contest, be a part of this contest. So I'm going to cover off what my thoughts are, and I'm going to cover off about some of the things that you need to watch out for. So my thoughts in general about photo contests is beware, and don't expect a photo contest to be something that's going to, give you good feedback. And I'll get into that in a little bit here. But I'm just not a big fan on photo contests. But let's go into more in depth why I'm not a fan of photo contests. And this will hopefully explain it to you. First of all, let's get right into it. The prizes. Yes, some of the prizes look amazing. Some of the prizes look fantastic. But a couple things. One, you have to make sure the prizes are actually going to be awarded. There's been a number of contests, both locally, nationally, and internationally, that have gotten their fingers slapped by not awarding the prizes that they said they were going to award. They come up with excuses saying, well, we didn't get any entries that qualified for the big prize. Really? They came up with all these different excuses. So first of all, if you're getting into any photo contest, make sure that it's an actual real photo contest and that there's actually has been results in the past. Locally, perfect example. A number of years ago, I donated to a local photo contest. It was tied into a fall fair, and they wanted some prizes. So I donated some large prizes to them. Found out that the prizes were never awarded. The person who ran the photo contest kept the prizes for themselves. Even though they said that the grand prize winner would receive all these prizes, well, guess what? The grand prize winner never did receive all the prizes. So be very careful in that. That's the first thing. And a lot of the prizes, when you really think about your odds of winning, when it's something minor, like a free lens cleaning kit, it's just what you have to give up is way more than what you're getting back. And I'm going to touch on that in a second here. So beware. Beware of the prizes. Just be very aware of that. Second, the judging. This is a big one. 99% of the time, contests are not actually judged. Not by people who are qualified or judged at all. I have seen so many contests that they have drawn the winners out of a barrel. Seriously, I've seen some amazing photos submitted to some contests. I've been asked to judge some contests. I've gone in and said, this is an amazing, absolutely fabulous, absolutely perfect picture. And somebody else won. Why? Because I ended up drawing names out of a barrel. So find out how they're going to award the prizes. Is it people that are going to judge the pictures that are actually qualified to judge it? Or is it just a bunch of people that are just going to judge pictures? You may be going in looking for feedback on your work, and you find out that the guy who won it just snapped a quick picture. It's horrible. It's underexposed. It's this, but he still won the grand prize. And you're going, but mine was much better. But so many other people's were much better. Yeah, well, that's because how they judged it or did not judge it and just did a draw. So be very careful for that. If you're looking for actual feedback on your work, photo contests are probably the worst way to do it, because no matter which contest you go to, they're going to have biases. And you may be a wildlife photographer that shoots amazing pictures of, let's say, cougars. And you enter a contest, but the people who are judging aren't big cougar fans. They would rather see a picture of a whale. So guess what? All the whale ones get awarded the prizes. So be very careful when you're entering these contests that you're not relying on their feedback to, shape your life, shape your photography. Next thing, this is a big one. If you find a photo contest that, first of all, wants money from you to enter, or second of all, wants money for you to get your prize, run away and run fast. Because these are just money-making programs. I've seen it so often. Send $29.99 and your picture, and we will enter it in our photo contest. Well, just think if they get 1,000 entries at $29. Just think if they get 10,000. Just think if they get 100,000 entries at $29. How much money they're making, even if it's $10. Now, some contests do have requirements, and they're valid requirements, in that if you're sending in a 16 by 24 print and it's mounted and it's laminated or it's even framed, that you have to pay for that to be returned. I understand that. But if you're entering a print or a digital file, which a lot of contests do now, and you're having to pay to enter it, it's a scam. It's just a scam. It's a money-making scam. Because if they get 10,000 people that are all sending in $5 each, just $5, that means that they made $50,000 on that contest. If they're giving away a $2,000 prize, guess what? They're making $48,000 profit. Now, some groups do it for fundraiser. That's a complete different thing. If an organization is doing it as a fundraiser and has admitted to doing that, judge it on that. But if you're sending in for just any contest and it's run by a group or an organization and they don't tell you that they're raising money for whatever charity or whatever, don't get into it. Likewise, the prize. If you won a $1,000 prize and they want $50, $60, $100, $200 for shipping, something is wrong. That should have been calculated within the prize award. It's just not right. So beware of that. And now I'm going to get into the big one. And this is the big one. This is the one that ticks me off the most. Just about every contest out there, in fact, I have not seen a contest lately other than one or two of the ones where you're going in for critiquing for organizations, where they do not have a notice that is put right on the page that says something to the effect of, all images submitted become the property of XYZ company. Now, sometimes it's not even a company that's putting on the contest. Sometimes it'll be a company that's putting on a contest for a charity or for a public relations project, and they're turning the rights to the photos over to another company, another marketing agency or whatever. So they now have the rights to use your photo. And they can use that photo indefinitely for whatever they want. And many of the people who find their stuff being used have not received any prizes for it. They're not saying that the grand prize winner, they're not saying the first, second, and third place winner. They're saying all people who submit their photos have given us the right for exclusive use or for long-term use or for not exclusive use but no reward back to you use, or whatever they, and however they want to word it, so that they get the rights to your photo. And they get it for time and eternity. So 50 years down the line, you may have a picture that's absolutely insanely perfect, and you got no reward for submitting it to the contest. And then you all of a sudden find that your photo is being used on their marketing or on their newsletter or on their whatever. Guess what? You have no rights to it. You've lost the rights to make money off of it. Some contests are really particular. They say that once you submit to their contest, you're no longer able to submit to any other contest. They say that you're no longer allowed to sell your photo. They say you're literally giving up all rights to your photo. So be very, 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 very careful. If it's a good photo, if it's an amazing photo, if it's a photo that you want to sell, or it's a photo that you want to use in your business, once you submit it to these contests, it's gone. It's gone forever. And they have the rights to it. So be very careful with that. Another thing, read all the rules. Some of the rules are insane. And I mean insane. And you'll read the rules and you'll go, oh yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's fine. And then all of a sudden you get to a rule and you go, what? Really? So I could be disqualified for this one little thing. Perfect example. On a contest that was advertised here in Canada, it had a .ca website, and I went on it. I'm reading the rules, and it says right on the site that all pictures must be taken within the continental USA. Seriously? They couldn't be taken anywhere else, but you're advertising it in Canada? So you submit your pictures, you're going to be disqualified because it was shot in Canada, even though they advertised to you in Canada, and you have no rights to that picture. You have no rights to prizes. It's just not good. Other ones will say must be shot between this time and this time. Other times will say cannot be submitted to any other contest, cannot have ever been published, cannot have ever been in a magazine, cannot have ever been sold. So be very careful and read the rules really, really, really closely. Again, I'm not a fan of photo contests. I think there's much better ways of finding out what people think of your work. Simplest way is if you show your work to people and they really like it and they buy a copy of it, you know you're a winner. If you show your picture to somebody and they really like it and they tell you that and they're absolutely like astounded by it, you know that you've done really well. But contests, just not a big fan. So let's touch on really quickly here. What do I think about these organizations such as Professional Photographers of America, Professional Photographers of Canada, of Australia, or whatever? What do I think about them and their critiquing of pictures within their society? I think that's as much of a scam as anything. And I've said this before in another video, what happened to me, in that I was tied in with a large manufacturer. They gave me a pass to go to one of these shows. And I was one of the suppliers or the people with supplier passes that got into the show well before it even started so that I could wander around and see the show and everything. And when we went into where the pictures were being viewed, they were supposed to be done with complete anonymity. Nobody was supposed to know anything about the photographer. Everything was supposed to be top secret, and they were standing there going, where do you want so-and-so's picture put? Oh, put his over there. Where do you want so-and-so's picture put? Oh, I never heard of that person. Put them at the back. Where do you want so-and-so's picture put? Oh, you should put them beside so-and-so because they're going to get an award this. No. I'm not a big fan of anything like that either. And the biggest thing that I'm not a fan of is, first of all, they charge you to be a member of the society. Second, they charge you to have your pictures judged. Third, if you happen to leave the society, you lose all the awards that you've received for your pictures. You can no longer use that documentation. You can no longer use those awards to actually promote yourself. So not big fan of that either. So I hope that cleared up a few things. I hope that you get out there and take some amazing pictures, and whether you submit them to a contest or not, that you're happy doing it. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.